If you're over 60 and eating oatmeal for breakfast, you might be making a mistake that's quietly working against your heart. Now, before you think I'm saying oatmeal is bad, I'm not. Oatmeal is wonderful. But here's what almost nobody tells you. Eaten alone, oatmeal is missing something so critical that your arteries might not be getting the protection you think they're getting. There's a simple ingredient, something you probably already have in your kitchen right now, that transforms ordinary oatmeal from just healthy into a genuine artery-protecting powerhouse. And the fascinating part, when you add this one thing, something remarkable happens in your bloodstream within hours. Not days, not weeks, hours. I'm going to reveal exactly what this ingredient is, why it works so powerfully after 60, and the surprising reason your doctor probably hasn't mentioned it. But here's the thing. If I tell you right now, you'll miss the why behind it. And trust me, understanding the why will change how you think about breakfast forever. So stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact combination that could help keep your arteries clear, your energy steady, and your heart protected, starting tomorrow morning. Now, before we dive into this life-changing information, I want to pause for just a moment and connect with you personally. I'd absolutely love to know, where in the world are you watching this from right now? Are you sitting in a cozy home in Texas? Perhaps enjoying your morning tea in the UK? Maybe you're in Canada, Australia, or somewhere I haven't even imagined yet. Here's what touches my heart. Every single day, I see comments from seniors all across the globe, people just like you, who are taking charge of their health, learning, growing, and supporting each other. And I read every single comment myself. Truly, I do. So would you do me a kindness? Right now, just pause for a second and drop your city or country in the comments below. It doesn't matter if you're in a bustling city or a quiet town. I want to know you're here. When I see your comment, it reminds me why I make these videos. It reminds me that we're all in this together. Go ahead, I'll wait. Drop your location below, and let's build this beautiful, supportive community together. All right, now let's get back to this oatmeal secret that could transform your heart health. Here's what we're going to uncover together in the next 20 minutes or so. First, I'm going to show you why oatmeal alone, even though it's healthy, leaves a critical gap in your artery protection. There's a biological reason for this, and once you understand it, everything clicks into place. Then, I'll reveal the exact ingredient you need to add. It's simple, it's affordable, and chances are you already have it in your pantry. After that, we'll talk about the science. And don't worry, I'll make it crystal clear and easy to understand. You'll learn what happens inside your arteries when you combine these two foods, and why this combination is especially powerful after age 60. I'll also share the biggest mistakes people make with oatmeal that actually cancel out the benefits. Yes, there are wrong ways to eat it, and I want to make sure you're not accidentally sabotaging yourself. And here's where it gets really interesting. Toward the end of this video, I'm going to share a surprising discovery about timing. Most people eat their oatmeal at the wrong time of day for maximum artery protection. When you adjust this one simple thing, the benefits multiply. But the most unexpected tip, the one that truly shocked me when I first learned it, I'm saving for the very end. It's a strategy that takes just 30 seconds, but could double the heart-protecting power of your breakfast. So please, stay with me all the way through. Every section builds on the last, and by the end, you'll have a complete, simple system you can start using tomorrow morning. Why oatmeal alone isn't enough after 60. Here's the part that most people completely overlook. Oatmeal is packed with something called beta-glucan, a special type of soluble fiber that's genuinely wonderful for your heart. When you eat oatmeal, this fiber forms a gel-like substance in your digestive system. That gel binds to cholesterol and helps sweep it out of your body before it can clog your arteries. Beautiful, right? But here's what happens after age 60 that changes everything. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing certain nutrients. At the same time, inflammation in our blood vessels increases naturally with age. Think of inflammation like tiny fires burning along the walls of your arteries. These little fires make it easier for cholesterol to stick and form dangerous plaques. Now, oatmeal's fiber helps with cholesterol, that's true, but it doesn't directly calm those inflammatory fires. And here's the critical point. If you only address cholesterol but ignore inflammation, you're only fighting half the battle. Imagine trying to clean a dirty window while someone keeps splashing mud on it. That's essentially what's happening when you eat oatmeal alone. You're clearing out cholesterol, yes, but you're not stopping the inflammatory process that makes your arteries sticky in the first place. This is why so many seniors eat oatmeal faithfully every morning and still struggle with high cholesterol or heart concerns. It's not that oatmeal doesn't work. It's that it needs a powerful partner to truly protect your arteries. And that partner? It's something wonderfully simple. But first, let me explain exactly what makes this combination so special. The missing ingredient your arteries are begging for. Almost nobody knows this until their doctor tells them it's too late. The ingredient I'm talking about is ground flaxseed. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Flaxseed? Really? That's the big secret. But stay with me, because what flaxseed does when combined with oatmeal is nothing short of remarkable. Flaxseed contains something called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA for short. ALA is a type of omega-3 fatty acid, the same family of nutrients found in fish oil. And here's what makes it so powerful. Omega-3s are like firefighters for your arteries. They rush in and calm those inflammatory fires I mentioned earlier. When you add just 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed to your morning oatmeal, you're doing something brilliant. The oatmeal is clearing out cholesterol. The flaxseed is cooling down inflammation. Together, they create a 1-2 punch that protects your arteries from both sides. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Flaxseed also contains lignans, special plant compounds that act like gentle bodyguards for your blood vessels. Research has shown that lignans help keep artery walls flexible and strong, which is crucial as we age. Stiff, rigid arteries are one of the biggest risk factors for heart problems after 60. And there's one more benefit that surprised even me when I first learned it. Flaxseed helps stabilize your blood sugar. Remember how oatmeal is a carbohydrate? Even healthy carbs can cause your blood sugar to spike if eaten alone. But when you add flaxseed's healthy fats and fiber, it slows down how quickly those carbs enter your bloodstream. Your blood sugar stays steady, your energy stays consistent, and your arteries stay protected. This is why the combination works so beautifully. Oatmeal and flaxseed aren't just two healthy foods sitting side by side. They're a team, each one amplifying what the other does best. But here's the catch, and this is crucial. You must use ground flaxseed, not whole flax seeds. I'll explain why in just a moment. The flaxseed mistake that wastes all the benefits. Doctors rarely explain this, but it's absolutely crucial. If you buy whole flax seeds and sprinkle them on your oatmeal, you're getting almost zero benefits. None. And here's why. Flax seeds have a hard outer shell that your digestive system simply cannot break down. Think of it like trying to crack open a tiny nut with your stomach. It's just not going to happen. Those whole seeds will pass right through your body completely intact, taking all their heart-protecting omega-3s and lignans with them. This is why you must use ground flaxseed, sometimes called flax meal. When the seeds are ground up, that protective shell is broken open, and your body can finally absorb all those powerful nutrients. Now, here's an important tip. You can buy pre-ground flaxseed, which is convenient. But here's what I do, and what I recommend. Buy whole flax seeds and grind them yourself in a coffee grinder or small blender. It takes about 10 seconds. Why go through the extra step? Because once flax seeds are ground, their healthy oils start to oxidize when exposed to air and light. Those oils can go rancid within a few weeks, especially if the package is sitting on a warm shelf. When oils go rancid, they actually create inflammation instead of fighting it, the exact opposite of what we want. So here's my simple system. I keep whole flax seeds in my pantry in an airtight container. Every few days, I grind up a small batch, maybe enough for 3 or 4 days, and store it in a sealed container in my refrigerator. This keeps the omega-3s fresh and potent. If you prefer to buy pre-ground, just make sure you store it in the refrigerator or freezer and use it within about 6 weeks of opening. This one small adjustment, using ground instead of whole, and keeping it fresh, makes all the difference between getting powerful artery protection and getting almost nothing. But the benefits don't stop there. In fact, the next benefit might be the most important one for people over 60. What happens in your arteries within 4 hours? Here's the part that most people do the opposite of what I'm about to tell you. When you eat your oatmeal with ground flaxseed, something fascinating starts happening in your bloodstream remarkably quickly. Within about 2 to 4 hours, the omega-3 fatty acids from the flaxseed begin circulating through your blood. These omega-3s have a special ability. They make your blood cells more flexible. Imagine your red blood cells as tiny delivery trucks carrying oxygen through narrow roads, your blood vessels. When those cells are stiff and rigid, they have trouble squeezing through tight spaces. But when omega-3s soften them up, they flow smoothly even through the smallest vessels. This improved blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching every part of your body, your brain, your heart, your muscles, everything. Many seniors notice they feel more alert and energetic within days of adding this combination to their breakfast routine. But here's where the real magic happens. At the same time, the beta-glucan fiber from your oatmeal is forming that gel I mentioned earlier. As it moves through your intestines, it's literally grabbing onto cholesterol, both from the food you eat and from bile acids your liver produces. Then it escorts all that cholesterol out of your body before it can be absorbed into your bloodstream. Think of it like a cleanup crew working on a street. The oatmeal is sweeping up the debris, and the flaxseed is repairing the potholes. Both jobs are essential. Both need to happen together. Studies have shown that people who eat this combination daily can see their LDL cholesterol, that's the bad cholesterol, drop by 10 to 15% within just 4 to 6 weeks. Now, I'm not saying this will happen for everyone, and I'm certainly not suggesting you stop taking any medications your doctor prescribed. But the research is genuinely impressive. Even more exciting, the inflammation markers in your blood also start to decrease. Remember those inflammatory fires along your artery walls? They start to cool down. Your blood vessels become less sticky, and plaque has a much harder time forming. One senior gentleman I spoke with told me he'd been eating plain oatmeal for years with minimal results. His cholesterol was still high, but within 2 months of adding 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed every morning, his numbers improved so much that his doctor actually asked what he'd changed. Now, I want to be very clear, this isn't a magic cure. It's not going to reverse decades of artery damage overnight. But it is a powerful, natural strategy that supports your cardiovascular system every single day. And speaking of daily habits, there's one common mistake that can completely cancel out these benefits. Let me show you what to avoid. The sugar trap that ruins everything. If you're over 60, the next one affects you twice as much. Here's a mistake I see constantly, and it breaks my heart because people think they're being healthy. They make a beautiful bowl of oatmeal. They add their ground flaxseed. Everything's perfect. And then, they dump in 3 tablespoons of brown sugar or honey or maple syrup. Now, I'm not against a little sweetness. Life should be enjoyable. But here's the problem. When you add a lot of sugar to your oatmeal, you trigger a blood sugar spike. And blood sugar spikes after age 60 are particularly dangerous for your arteries. Here's why. When your blood sugar shoots up quickly, it creates something called glycation. This is a process where sugar molecules attach themselves to proteins in your bloodstream. These sugar-coated proteins are called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. And yes, that's an unfortunate acronym, because AGEs literally age your arteries. These AGEs make your artery walls stiff and inflamed. They attract cholesterol. They damage the delicate cells lining your blood vessels. Essentially, they undo all the good work that your oatmeal and flaxseed are trying to accomplish. Think of it like washing your car and then immediately driving through a mud puddle. Why go through the effort? So here's what I recommend instead. If you like your oatmeal sweet, use natural sources that won't spike your blood sugar dramatically. Fresh berries are perfect. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They add natural sweetness. Plus, they're loaded with antioxidants that actually help protect your arteries even more. You can also add a sprinkle of cinnamon. Cinnamon has a subtle sweetness, and research suggests it may help regulate blood sugar levels. Some people add a small amount of stevia or monk fruit sweetener if they need a bit more sweetness. These don't raise blood sugar. Or here's my personal favorite. I add half of a mashed banana. It makes the oatmeal naturally creamy and sweet, plus you get extra potassium, which is wonderful for heart health. The point is this. Don't sabotage your healthy breakfast by adding ingredients that work against your arteries. Keep it simple, keep it natural, and your heart will thank you. But here's something even more important than what you add. It's about how you prepare your oatmeal in the first place. The preparation method that multiplies the benefits. Most people do it wrong without even knowing it. When you're making oatmeal, you have choices. You can buy instant oatmeal packets. You can buy quick oats, or you can buy old-fashioned rolled oats or steel-cut oats. Here's what you need to know. Not all oats are created equal when it comes to protecting your arteries. Instant oatmeal, the kind that comes in flavored packets, is heavily processed. The oats are pre-cooked, dried, and broken down into tiny pieces so they'll dissolve quickly in hot water. The problem? This processing breaks down the beta-glucan fiber we talked about earlier. It's still there, but it's less effective at binding to cholesterol. Plus, most instant oatmeal packets are loaded with added sugars and artificial flavors. We definitely don't want that. Quick oats are slightly better. They're less processed than instant, but they're still rolled thinner and cut into smaller pieces, which means they've lost some of their fiber power. The best choices? Old-fashioned rolled oats or steel-cut oats. These are minimally processed, which means the beta-glucan fiber is intact and powerful. Yes, they take a bit longer to cook, maybe 5 to 10 minutes instead of 1 minute, but the difference in heart-protecting benefits is absolutely worth it. Here's my simple morning routine. I put half a cup of old-fashioned rolled oats in a small pot with 1 cup of water or unsweetened almond milk. I bring it to a gentle boil, then reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. While it's cooking, I grind up 2 tablespoons of flaxseed in my coffee grinder. Once the oatmeal is done, I pour it into a bowl, stir in the ground flaxseed, and top it with a handful of fresh blueberries and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Total time? About 7 minutes. And in those 7 minutes, I've created a breakfast that's actively working to protect my heart and keep my arteries clear. If you're someone who's very busy in the mornings, here's a tip. You can make overnight oats. Just combine your oats with liquid in a jar the night before, add your ground flaxseed, and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. In the morning, it's ready to eat, no cooking required. The fiber and nutrients are just as powerful. The key takeaway here is this. Choose minimally processed oats, prepare them simply, and you'll maximize every benefit. But here's something that truly surprised me, and it has to do with when you eat this powerful breakfast. The timing secret nobody talks about. This next tip shocked researchers when they first discovered it. We all assume that breakfast is breakfast. It doesn't matter if you eat at 7 a.m. or 10 a.m., right? Wrong. At least when it comes to protecting your arteries. There's emerging research suggesting that eating your oatmeal and flaxseed earlier in the day, ideally within an hour or two of waking up, provides significantly better benefits than eating the same meal later in the morning. Here's why. Your body has something called a circadian rhythm, an internal clock that controls thousands of biological processes. One of these processes is how your body handles cholesterol and blood sugar. Studies have found that your body is most efficient at processing and eliminating cholesterol in the morning hours. Your liver is more active. Your digestive system is primed and ready. When you eat your fiber-rich oatmeal early, you're catching your body at its peak performance time for cholesterol management. On the flip side, when you eat the same meal later in the day, say, at noon, your body's cholesterol processing machinery isn't working as efficiently. You still get benefits, but they're reduced. There's also the blood sugar angle. When you eat a balanced, fiber-rich breakfast early, it sets the tone for stable blood sugar throughout the entire day. Your body responds better to carbohydrates at lunch and dinner. But if you skip breakfast or eat it very late, your blood sugar tends to be more erratic all day long. Now, I understand that not everyone is hungry first thing in the morning. Some people need an hour or two to wake up before they can eat. That's perfectly fine. The key is to not wait until late morning or to skip breakfast altogether. Even if you're not hungry right when you wake up, try to eat your oatmeal with flaxseed within the first 2 hours of your day. Your arteries will respond better, your energy will be more stable, and you'll set yourself up for a heart-healthy day. But there's one more element to this timing strategy that makes an enormous difference. The hydration factor that doubles the effect. Here's what almost nobody considers, but it's crucial. When you eat oatmeal with flaxseed, both of which are high in fiber, you're putting a lot of beneficial bulk into your digestive system. That fiber needs water to do its job properly. Think of fiber like a sponge. When a sponge is dry, it's stiff and useless. But add water, and it becomes soft, absorbent, and incredibly effective. Your fiber works the same way. If you eat your oatmeal without drinking enough water, that fiber can actually become sluggish in your intestines. Instead of forming that smooth, cholesterol-grabbing gel, it can clump up and slow things down. Some people experience bloating or constipation when they increase fiber without increasing water. But here's the good news. The fix is incredibly simple. First, make your oatmeal with a bit more liquid than you think you need. Instead of making it thick and stodgy, make it slightly soupy and creamy. This ensures the fiber is already hydrated and ready to work. Second, drink a full glass of water with your breakfast. Not coffee, water. Coffee can be dehydrating, and while I'm not saying you can't have your morning coffee, make sure you're also drinking plain water. And third, continue drinking water throughout the morning. Aim for at least 2 to 3 more glasses before lunch. When you do this, something wonderful happens. The beta-glucan fiber from your oatmeal swells up beautifully in your digestive tract. It forms that perfect gel consistency. It binds to cholesterol more effectively. And it moves smoothly through your system, taking unwanted cholesterol along with it. The omega-3s from your flaxseed also absorb better when you're well hydrated. Your cells can utilize them more efficiently, and your overall circulation improves. Many seniors tell me they feel remarkably better, more energetic, less bloated, clearer-headed, simply by pairing their oatmeal breakfast with proper hydration. It seems almost too simple to matter, but I promise you, this one habit makes a measurable difference in how well your breakfast protects your arteries. Now, let me address something important. Some of you might be taking medications, and you're wondering if this combination is safe for you. What you need to know if you're taking heart medications. This is important, so please pay close attention. If you're currently taking medications for high cholesterol, blood pressure, blood thinning, or any heart condition, you should absolutely talk to your doctor before making significant changes to your diet, including adding daily flaxseed. Now, I want to be clear. In most cases, eating oatmeal with ground flaxseed is perfectly safe and can even complement your medications beautifully. Many doctors actively encourage it, but there are a few considerations. First, if you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin or other anticoagulants, flaxseed can have mild blood-thinning effects. This usually isn't a problem in moderate amounts, like the 2 tablespoons we're talking about, but your doctor needs to know so they can monitor you appropriately. Second, if you're taking cholesterol-lowering medications called statins, adding this oatmeal flaxseed combination might improve your results so much that your doctor could potentially lower your medication dose over time. This is actually a wonderful thing, but it needs to be done under medical supervision with regular blood tests. Third, the fiber in oatmeal can potentially interfere with the absorption of certain medications if you take them at the exact same time. This is easily solved. Just take your medications at least 1 hour before or 2 hours after eating your high-fiber breakfast. The bottom line is this. This breakfast combination is a food-based strategy, not a medication. It's gentle, natural, and beneficial for most people. But your individual health situation is unique, and your doctor knows your full medical picture. Always keep them informed. Most doctors will be thrilled that you're taking a proactive, natural approach to heart health. Just make sure they're part of your team. Now, here's something that will add even more power to this combination, and it doesn't require eating anything extra. Before we continue, I want to pause for just a moment. If this video has given you even one useful idea so far, maybe you've learned something new about oatmeal or flaxseed, or how to protect your arteries more effectively, would you consider doing me a small favor? Just tap that like button below. It truly helps. You see, when you like this video, YouTube's algorithm shows it to more seniors who might need this exact information. Someone's grandmother in Texas, someone's father in Australia, people who are searching for natural ways to protect their heart but don't know where to start. Your simple tap helps this video reach them. And that means more people living healthier, longer, fuller lives. So if you found value here, please hit that like button. I'd be so grateful. All right, let's get back to these powerful strategies. The hidden truth about arterial plaque that changes everything. Now I want to take a few minutes to explain something deeper, something that most people fundamentally misunderstand about heart disease and artery clogging. For decades, we've been told a simple story: cholesterol is bad. It builds up in your arteries like gunk in a pipe. Eventually, the pipe gets clogged, and you have a heart attack. But here's what modern science has discovered. That story is incomplete. And understanding the real story changes how we think about protecting our arteries. Yes, cholesterol is involved in arterial plaque. But cholesterol alone doesn't just stick to healthy artery walls. Think about it. If high cholesterol automatically caused blockages, then every person with high cholesterol would have clogged arteries. But that's not what happens. Here's the real process. It starts with damage to the delicate inner lining of your arteries, a thin layer of cells called the endothelium. This damage can come from many sources: high blood pressure, smoking, high blood sugar, stress, poor diet, or simply the natural wear and tear of aging. Once that endothelium is damaged, it becomes inflamed. And here's the critical part. Inflammation makes your artery walls sticky. Now, when cholesterol particles float by, they get trapped in those sticky, inflamed areas. Your immune system notices this trapped cholesterol and sends white blood cells to clean it up. But in inflamed tissue, these white blood cells can't do their job properly. Instead, they become bloated with cholesterol and get stuck there too, forming what's called foam cells. Over time, more cholesterol, more white blood cells, and calcium deposits build up in that spot. That's how plaque forms. So the real culprit isn't just cholesterol. It's the combination of damaged, inflamed artery walls plus cholesterol. This is why the oatmeal flaxseed combination is so brilliant. The oatmeal reduces your cholesterol levels, giving your arteries less material to work with for building plaque. But the flaxseed does something arguably even more important. It calms the inflammation that makes your artery walls sticky in the first place. It's like fixing both the leak and the water damage. One without the other leaves the problem half solved. Now, here's something that stunned me when I first learned it. Even if you already have some plaque buildup in your arteries, it's not necessarily permanent. There's a process called plaque regression, where your body can actually shrink and stabilize existing plaques. It doesn't happen quickly. We're talking months to years. But studies have shown it's possible when you combine the right dietary habits with proper medical care. The key factors for plaque regression: lowering cholesterol, reducing inflammation, improving endothelial function, and maintaining stable blood sugar. Notice anything? Those are exactly the things our oatmeal flaxseed breakfast addresses. I'm not suggesting that eating oatmeal with flaxseed will magically reverse advanced heart disease. That would be irresponsible to claim. But what I am saying is this. When you make this simple change to your breakfast, you're addressing the root causes of arterial plaque formation. You're not just treating symptoms. You're supporting your body's natural ability to protect and heal itself. And here's the beautiful part. It's never too late to start. I've heard from seniors in their 70s and even 80s who've made this change and felt the difference. More energy, better lab results, fewer heart-related symptoms. Your body is remarkably resilient, even in your later years. Every healthy choice you make today is an investment in your tomorrows. But there's one more element to this picture that we need to discuss, and it's about the other foods you're eating throughout the day, how your lunch and dinner either support or sabotage your breakfast. Here's something vitally important. Your morning oatmeal with flaxseed isn't working in isolation. If you eat a heart-healthy breakfast and then have fried chicken for lunch and a cheeseburger for dinner, you're essentially canceling out all the good work your breakfast did. Think of it like this. Your arteries are dealing with a 24-hour cycle of food. Every meal either helps protect them or makes them more vulnerable. The goal is to make sure the majority of your meals are working in your favor. Now, I'm not suggesting you eat perfectly all the time. That's not realistic, and honestly, it's not necessary. But there are a few simple principles that will support what your oatmeal breakfast is trying to accomplish. First, focus on anti-inflammatory foods throughout the day. These include colorful vegetables. The more variety, the better. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines a couple times a week. Nuts and seeds in moderation. Olive oil instead of butter or vegetable oils. Plenty of herbs and spices. Fresh fruits, especially berries. Second, minimize foods that trigger inflammation. Deep-fried foods. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, and deli meats. Foods with added sugars. Refined carbohydrates like white bread and pastries. Excessive red meat. Trans fats, found in many packaged snacks. Notice I said minimize, not eliminate. I'm a realist. If you want to enjoy a piece of birthday cake at your granddaughter's party, enjoy it. One meal won't undo months of healthy habits. It's the pattern that matters. Third, and this is crucial after age 60, pay attention to your protein intake at lunch and dinner. Many seniors don't eat enough protein, and this can actually affect heart health. Adequate protein helps maintain muscle mass, supports immune function, and helps control blood sugar. All of these factors indirectly protect your arteries. Good protein sources include fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, chicken or turkey, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans and lentils, small amounts of lean beef if you enjoy it. A simple formula. Aim for a palm-sized portion of protein with both lunch and dinner, paired with plenty of vegetables and a reasonable portion of healthy carbs like sweet potato, brown rice, or quinoa. When you eat this way, starting with your oatmeal flaxseed breakfast and following it up with balanced, anti-inflammatory meals, you create a powerful synergy. Each meal reinforces the others. Your body stays in a state of protection and healing rather than inflammation and damage. And before you think this sounds complicated, let me simplify it even further. Fill half your plate with vegetables, add a palm-sized portion of protein, and include a small portion of healthy carbs. That's it. It doesn't have to be fancy or complicated. Your arteries don't need perfection. They just need consistency and care. Now, we're almost at the end, and I promised you the most surprising tip. The one strategy that takes 30 seconds but could double the effectiveness of everything we've talked about. Let's take a moment and recap what we've covered, because there's been a lot of powerful information. We started by understanding why oatmeal alone isn't enough to protect your arteries after 60. Yes, it helps lower cholesterol, but it doesn't address the inflammation that makes your artery walls sticky and vulnerable. Then we discovered the perfect partner for oatmeal, ground flaxseed. Just 2 tablespoons added to your morning bowl provides omega-3 fatty acids that calm inflammation, lignans that strengthen artery walls, and healthy fats that stabilize blood sugar. We talked about avoiding common mistakes, using whole instead of ground flaxseed, adding too much sugar, choosing instant oatmeal instead of old-fashioned or steel-cut, and not drinking enough water. We explored the science behind how this combination works in your body, often within just a few hours of eating it. And we discussed why timing matters. Eating this breakfast earlier in the day maximizes its artery-protecting benefits. We dove deep into the real mechanism of arterial plaque formation and why addressing both cholesterol and inflammation is essential for true heart protection. And we looked at how your other daily meals either support or sabotage the good work your breakfast is doing. All of these strategies together create a comprehensive approach to keeping your arteries clear and your heart protected. But I saved the most surprising discovery for last. It's a simple technique, something you can do in less than 30 seconds right after eating your oatmeal, that research suggests might significantly enhance the benefits we've been talking about. This tip is so simple that when I first heard it, I was skeptical. But the science behind it is solid, and I've heard from countless seniors who swear by it. So let's talk about this final, powerful strategy. Here it is, the surprising tip that could amplify everything we've discussed. After you finish eating your oatmeal with flaxseed, take a 10-minute walk. That's it. A simple, gentle walk around your home, your yard, or your neighborhood. Now, you might be wondering, really? That's the big secret? But let me explain why this matters so much, especially after age 60. When you eat a meal, any meal, your blood sugar naturally rises as your body digests the food and releases glucose into your bloodstream. Even with healthy oatmeal, this happens. The fiber slows it down, but there's still a gentle rise. Here's what scientists have discovered. If you sit still after eating, that blood sugar stays elevated for a longer period. But if you take a gentle walk within 15 minutes of finishing your meal, something remarkable happens. Your muscles start using that glucose for energy immediately. Your blood sugar peak is lower, and it returns to normal faster. This prevents that prolonged elevated blood sugar state that can damage your arteries through the glycation process we discussed earlier. Studies have shown that a 10-minute post-meal walk can reduce blood sugar spikes by 30 to 50% compared to sitting still. That's enormous. But it gets even better. Walking also stimulates something called nitric oxide production in your blood vessels. Nitric oxide is a molecule that helps keep your arteries flexible and relaxed. It improves blood flow. It helps prevent plaque buildup. It's like a natural protective coating for your arteries. And here's the kicker. This effect is most pronounced in the hour or two after eating, when your digestive system is active and your blood flow is increased. So by taking that 10-minute walk right after your oatmeal breakfast, you're essentially supercharging all the benefits. The fiber and omega-3s are working inside your digestive system. Your muscles are clearing excess glucose from your blood, and your arteries are producing nitric oxide that keeps them flexible and protected. Now, I want to be very clear about what walking means for this purpose. This doesn't need to be a power walk or a workout. We're not talking about huffing and puffing or breaking a sweat. This is a gentle, pleasant stroll at whatever pace feels comfortable for you. If you have mobility challenges, walking around inside your home is perfectly fine. Back and forth through your hallway, around your kitchen and living room. The goal is just gentle movement, not intense exercise. If you use a walker or a cane, use it. If you need to walk slowly, walk slowly. The benefits come from the movement itself, not from the intensity. Some seniors tell me they walk outside if the weather is nice, around the block, through their garden, to check the mailbox. Others walk on a treadmill at a very easy pace. Some simply walk in place while watching the morning news. The method doesn't matter. What matters is that you're moving for about 10 minutes within 15 minutes of finishing your breakfast. This one habit. Combining your oatmeal flaxseed breakfast with a gentle post-meal walk creates a synergy that's greater than the sum of its parts. You're addressing cholesterol with the oatmeal. You're addressing inflammation with the flaxseed. And you're addressing blood sugar and blood vessel function with the walk. All three of the major factors in arterial health, tackled with one simple morning routine. I've heard from so many seniors who've adopted this complete routine. The oatmeal, the flaxseed, and the morning walk. And within weeks, they feel noticeably different. More energy, better mood, improved lab results. Some have even been able to reduce medications under their doctor's supervision. It's not magic. It's just your body responding beautifully when you give it the right fuel and the right movement. And the beautiful thing? This routine is actually enjoyable. Starting your day with a warm, comforting breakfast and a peaceful walk. There are far worse ways to begin each morning. My friend, we've covered so much ground together today. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, take a deep breath. You don't have to do everything at once. Start with just one thing. Maybe tomorrow morning, you make your oatmeal with old-fashioned oats instead of instant. That's a win. Maybe the day after, you add those 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. Another win. Maybe by the end of the week, you're taking that gentle 10-minute walk after breakfast. 3 wins. Small steps lead to big changes. And every single healthy choice you make, no matter how small it might seem, is your body receiving a message. I care about you. I'm investing in you. I want you to thrive. Here's what I want you to remember. Your arteries have an incredible capacity to respond to the care you give them, even if you haven't always made the healthiest choices in the past. Even if you're dealing with high cholesterol or other heart concerns right now, it is not too late. Your body is designed to heal, to adapt, to improve when given the right support. Every morning you choose this heart-healthy breakfast, you're giving your body that support. You're not just eating oatmeal. You're sending oxygen and nutrients to every cell in your body. You're calming inflammation. You're protecting the highways that carry life itself through your body. And you're proving to yourself that age is just a number, that you can still make powerful choices that matter. I'm genuinely proud of you for being here, for watching this video, for caring enough about your health to invest this time in learning. That alone tells me you're the kind of person who's going to thrive in your senior years. You have so much living left to do. So many memories to make. So many mornings to wake up feeling strong and capable and ready for the day. This simple breakfast routine, oatmeal with ground flaxseed, maybe a handful of berries, and a gentle morning walk, could be the foundation that makes all of that possible. So here's my challenge to you. Try it. Just for 1 week. See how you feel. Notice your inner GY levels. Pay attention to your mood. And then, if you'd like, come back to this video and leave a comment telling me about your experience. I read every comment, and nothing brings me more joy than hearing that something I've shared has made a real difference in someone's life. Your heart has been beating for you every second of every day since before you were born. Don't you think it deserves this small act of care? I believe in you. I believe in your body's ability to heal and thrive. And I believe that the best chapters of your life are still being written. If you found value in this video today, if you learned something new, or if you're going to try this oatmeal and flaxseed combination yourself, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to this channel. I share new senior-friendly health insights every single week. Simple, practical information that you can actually use to feel better, live healthier, and enjoy these precious years. There's no pressure, of course. But if you'd like to have me as a companion on your health journey, just click that subscribe button. I'd absolutely love to have you as part of this community. And if you know another senior who might benefit from this information, maybe a friend, a spouse, a sibling, or a neighbor, please share this video with them. Let's help each other live our best, healthiest lives. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of that beautiful heart of yours. It's been taking care of you your whole life.